In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you how I design a sneakers flyer like this in Photoshop. Join me and let's get started. Hi everyone, my name is Bright, and on this channel we make videos on graphic designing with Photoshop and also share some PC tips and tricks. If this sounds like something you're interested, then kindly consider subscribing. So as usual, we'll create a new project by hitting on the Ctrl+N, and our design is going to be an Instagram post. So you will choose the 4x4 inches and the resolution will be on 300. You click on create. Now we try to draw our guidelines. I'll put the cursor on the ruler, click and drag to 50%. That's the vertical rule. And now put the cursor on the horizontal ruler and also click and drag up to 50%. Just in case your ruler is not in percentage, you can right click on the ruler, then change it to percentage. And also if your ruler is not showing, you simply click on view, then you click on rule or rulers, or you hit Ctrl+R so that your ruler can show for you. Now we're going to begin by drawing a rectangle. So I'll select my rectangle tool, click on it, then draw a very nice rectangle like this up to, let me say, this point. Then I will give the rectangle a color, and this is the color code for my rectangle. Now I will move the rectangle to this side and position it very well nicely. Now I'll make a duplicate of the rectangle by holding the Alt key on my keyboard and click and drag on the particular shape I want to make a duplicate. Then I will place it somewhere here. I'll give it a color. So I'll click on the rectangle, click on the properties of the rectangle, then change the color. This is also the color code of the second rectangle. Are two rectangles. Now I'll also make a duplicate of the rectangle by selecting the layer of that blue rectangle, then press Ctrl+J to make the duplicate. I'll click and drag. Now I will press the Ctrl+T to transform. After that, I'll right click on the rectangle just to rotate it to 90 degrees clockwise. Now I'll move it to the bottom of my background, then try to stretch it so that it can fill the entire place. Now I'll also make a duplicate of the orange rectangle. Better still, I can also hold the Alt key, then click and drag the thing I want to duplicate. So Ctrl+J to give me these double layers here. Then I will move it. Also press Ctrl+T to transform it. Then right click on that rectangle to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Now I'll move it to the bottom of the background here, then stretch it to fill the entire place. I'll reduce the orange rectangle a little bit. I think something like this is good. Now we are done with the background. Usually I don't like working with plenty layers, so after creating the background, I'll unlock the background here by holding the Alt key, then double click on the background to change it into a layer. Then I'll select the first one, come to the last one here I'll hold Shift key and also click on that one to select all. After that, I'll press Ctrl+G to group them. Then I will name it background. In order not for it to maybe interfere in the other works I will do, I will lock it. Now it's time for us to add our images to it. In the description below will be the links to where you can download all these images. So I will first click and drag the first image I want to place here. Then I will leave it inside my canvas and I'll work on it. So I want to flip it to the left side. So I'll simply press Ctrl+T to transform. Then I'll right click on it. Then I'll flip it horizontally so that I can get it like this. And I will now try to position it to where I want it to be very nicely like this. And I'll go back to the file manager and also place the other one. That one too, I will press Ctrl+T to transform. Then I will rotate it something like this. I think this is pretty cool. Then I will adjust it, make it a little bit smaller. like this. Now I want the blue shoe to go behind the first one that I placed there. So I will move the layer of the shoe, then bring it downwards. And I see the double lines there. That's that two blue lines over there. Then I'll leave it so that the blue shoe can go behind the first shoe I placed on my canvas. Now we are going to place the other item. So open my file manager again, then click and drag it, then place it on my canvas. I will adjust it to my liking. I want to flip it horizontally so that it can point to the right. So I'll press Ctrl+T to transform. Then I'll right click it. After that, I'll click on flip horizontally to flip it to the right side. Then I'll adjust it to fit where I want to place it. I think this is cool. But you can see I want to send the orange shoe behind the pink shoe. So I'll move the layer of the orange shoe, then bring it behind the layer of the pink shoe to get it something like this. So we are done placing with our items. I will group the layers of all the items. So I will hold on the control key, select the layers I want to group whilst holding on the control key. Now I'll press Ctrl+G to group them. Then I will name it, let me say, sneakers. So then I will lock it to prevent it from interfering with the, let me say, other layers. Now it's now time for us to add our text. So I'll select my text tool, then click inside my canvas, then open the information I have gathered here, copy them and come and paste it inside my canvas. So I'll delete this one, then paste the one I copied inside the canvas. I think it's very small, so let's try to increase the size. Then I will choose the preferred font. I'll go in for the font called Mogula. In the description below will be the links to where you can download all these fonts. So I will choose the preferred font. I'll hit on the text tool, then select my character and paragraph toggle, then change the font to the preferred font I want. I want Mogula. That's Mogula regular. Then I will close the fax italic. So something like this is cool. I'll put the size of the font to be, let me say, 6.9 points. That's how you can just choose any font you prefer. So 6.9 points, it's okay for me. Then I'll position it to a very nice place, something like this. Then I will draw another rectangle, a blue rectangle, then change the color of the font to white so that it can be seen very well. Then I'll select my rectangle to draw a very nice rectangle like this. Then change the color of the rectangle with my eyedropper to select this color, then make it, let me say, a little bit deeper from the others. Then after that, I will place it behind the text I typed, then select the layer of the text. So selecting the layer of the text, I will come to my paragraph and character panel, then I'll change the color of the layer to white so that it can be seen very well. Now I will select the layer for the text, then also hold on the control key and select the layer for the rectangle so that I will select my move tool. In order to position them, I want to align them to the center. So I will click on the vertical alignment and also click on the horizontal alignment. Whilst moving one, it won't be distracted by the other. So I will link them. The reason why I linked them was in order to move both of them whenever I want to move them together. So I will also group them by pressing Ctrl+G. Then I will name it, let me say, Info 1. Now we are done with that one too. We're going to type in, or we're going to copy the sneakers and come and paste it here. We have the sneakers here, so we copy it, then we come and paste it here by selecting our text tool. After that, we click on an empty space on our canvas and press Ctrl+V to paste them. But you see, you can't see them because of the color, so we change the color to, let me say, blue, or a color that will help you identify it, else you make a mistake over there too. So now we will increase the size to our liking. I will change the font. I will use a font called the brush script empty. So I'll double click in with it, then select the character and paragraph panel, then type in the name of the font I want to use, that's the italic form. Then I will change the color of the sneakers to black. Now I will select the fax bold in order to bold it, something like this. Now I'll increase it, then position it to a very nice place like this. In order to get the contact us for your sneaker, your unisex and the sneakers in align to be aligned, I have to select the layer for the sneakers and also select the layer for the info one. Then I'll align them vertically to get them aligned. Now I want to position both of them at a very nice place, so I think this one is cool for me. Now we're going to paste we have them in a different size, style, and at affordable price. So we go back to our information here, we have them in different size, style, and at affordable prices. Then we press Ctrl+C to copy them. We come back to Photoshop, then we select our text tool, then we click out any point in our canvas, then we press Ctrl+V to paste them. Now we select our move tool, then we increase the size. We don't prefer this font, we prefer another font. So now I will change the font to Mogula. So I will select my character and paragraph panel, then type in Mogula. Mogula regular is the font we will use for this one. Now I will position it to a place that I want, then change the font size to, let me say, 7 points. I think 7 points is okay for me. I want it to be a text in a center aligned form. You see, this one is in the left align. So I will also select my character and paragraph panel, go to the paragraph side, then click on center align so that I can get it in the center aligned form, then leave it somewhere like this. I think this is pretty cool for me. Now I want to move my images upwards a little so that I can get some negative space over here. So I will now unlock the sneakers layer. While they have been selected, I'll hold on shift and press my top arrow to send them upwards a little. After that, to prevent it from interfering with others, then I will lock it again. I'll come and select the info one tool, then move it upwards a little. Then select the sneakers layer and move it upwards too by holding shift and pressing the up arrow. I think like this is cool. Then I will come to the recently typed text, then which is we have them in different sizes. I will move that one to up a little just to give the design some little briefing space. Now we are done with it. We're going to put our action button, that's our contacts and our logo upwards here. Let's work with the logo first. So I will draw a circle up like this by holding shift in order to get a perfect circle, something like this. Then I will give it a color. The color will be this blue color here. So I will select on this, then use the eyedropper tool to select this blue color, hit on OK. So I will position it to the place where I want it to be. Now I will come and copy my information B and E and come and paste it in my canvas by selecting my text tool. So click an empty space in the canvas, then press Ctrl+V to paste it. Now I will increase the size a little bit. It's very smaller here, so I will increase the size a little bit. I'll move it to my canvas. Then I want to change the font size, the font style of the end in the middle, not the B and E. I want to change the font style of the end. This font style is Mogula, but I want to use the different fonts for the end in the middle. So I'll select my text tool, then highlight, then go to my character and paragraph panel and select a font called the PS Klinklock regular. That's the font I want to use it in writing my end. Now I will take it, then I will change the color of my B and N to white, then press on OK. I will reduce the size so that it can fit in the circle like this. Then I will position it in the middle. If I want to get a perfect alignment, I will select the B and E and also select the ellipse one, that's for the circle. Then align them vertically and also align them horizontally. After that, I will link them so that they can be moved together. After linking them, I will reduce the size a little, then position it at a place I want it to be. So let me still reduce it a little to get a space, then position it downwards like this. I think this is cool for me. Now I will draw another rounded rectangle just beneath the circle like this, and I'll change the color to from blue to the orange color by using my eyedropper tool. I'll select this color, then press on OK. Now I will move it upwards like this, and beneath the layer of the ellipse to get it backwards like this. Then I will move it up a little bit, get something like this. Now I'll go back to my typed information, then select collection, then copy it and paste it in my canvas. I'll select my text tool, then click on an empty space on my canvas. Let me increase the size a little so that it can be seen at least like this. Then paste it here. Then I'll change the font color to white. I'll change the font color to blue so that it can be seen. Okay, the font color of the text is white. That's why it cannot be seen here. So I'll select my move tool, then select my character and paragraph panel, then change it from white to, let me say, a color that we can see. After that, if you make any changes, then we can go ahead to make it. Now I will increase the size a little, then move it inside the rounded rectangle like this. I will use the font called Mogula for the collection. So I will select the collections, then click on my character and paragraph panel, then change the font to Mogula, something like this. Then move it for it to fit in the rounded rectangle very well. I'll change the color of the collection to white, back to white like this. I think this is pretty cool. Let me press Ctrl+0 to zoom it to where it was initially. Now we are done with our logo too. I want to do a little bit of adjustment on the logo. So I will select all the layers that came together to form the logo. Then I will link them so that they can be moved. Then I will reduce the size a little bit. Then I can position it to a very nice place. Now we're going to create another rounded rectangle inside the blue rectangle beneath or below the writings over here. So we draw a rounded rectangle like this. I think this is cool. Change the color from black to white. Then I will position it to a very nice place like this for it to be in line with the logo. Then I will go to my information and copy the contact, then paste it inside my canvas like this. But before that, I have to select the text to something like this, then Ctrl+V to paste it. I will increase the size a little, and I will choose a font called Arial for the contact. So I will come to my font panel, then select Arial. That's Arial Black. Then change it from regular to the font type from regular to black. Okay, then I can get it bold, and I want to make them all capital letters. So I'll select my my all caps. Then I'll change the color of the contact from white to, before I will place it inside a rounded rectangle. I think this is cool for me now. Let me reduce the size. I want them to be center aligned. So I'll select the rounded rectangle, that's the layer for it, and select the layer for the contact and click on the vertically aligned and the horizontally aligned. After that, I will link them, then position it to a place somewhere like this. Now I'll go back to my information, copy the contact, then come and paste it into my canvas. But before that, I have to select the text tool, then paste it inside my canvas like this. Then I will make adjustments on the contacts. I think this is cool. I want them to be in alignment, so I will select the layer for the contact and the rounded rectangle. Then I will group them. After that, I will group them and name it contact. After that, I will select the grouped layer, Then select the contact and align them horizontally so that they can be in line. I think this one is cool for me. Now we're going to add, we deliver nationwide. So we will go back to our information, then select the text, copy them and come and place it inside our canvas. But before that, select the text tool first. So you click on an empty space of your on your canvas, then you paste it, then you adjust it for it to fit there. I want to use a font called Mogula once again, so I will go back to my character and paragraph panel, then open my font style, then select Mogula. Some of them to make it be in the small letters, then I will adjust it. I will reduce the size a little bit. Then I think that is it. Now we are done with our flyer design, and you can of course have a try on them. After that, you can submit it to me through my Instagram handle so that we at least talk about it. You can also connect with me on Instagram so that we discuss anything concerning graphic design. My name is Bright. If this sounds like something you're interested in, kindly consider subscribing. We could talk more, Charlie.